सो देयर आर NLUs इन द मार्केट। अगर किसी का NLU में एडमिशन नहीं होता, NLU के अलावा हम किस में जा सकते हैं? कैसे एक कॉलेज को ऑप्ट करें?
अगर लिटिगेशन ओरिएंटेड माइंडसेट है, अगर लुक फॉर अ गुड कॉलेज, इफ यू गेट थ्रू द बेस्ट वेरी नाइस, इफ नॉट इट इज नॉट द एंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। बहुत तरीका। इफ यू आर कमिंग टू लिटिगेशन, और दिस इज अ वेरी बिटर ट्रूथ, वेरी हार्श रियलिटी, देयर इज नो मनी।
हाउ टू गेट बेस्ट इंटर्नशिप्स?
विद परसिस्टेंस, देयर इज नो अदर रूट। परसिस्टेंस। अगर बेस्ट जगह काम करना है तो रिपीटेडली धक्के खाने के लिए तैयार हो, वो इतनी आसानी से नहीं देगा।
फर्स्ट जनरेशन लॉयर को एक स्किल सेट डेवलप करना जरूरी है, या हाउ टू डील विद अ क्लाइंट इन द इनिशियल ईयर?
सबसे झूठ मत। इफ यू आर नॉट श्योर अबाउट द रेमेडी, कीप शट।
कुछ हो ना हो सर, मतलब हर एक स्टार्टअप को एक लॉयर जरूर स्टार्टिंग से ही रख लेना चाहिए।
अब स्टार्टअप को अगर आप कहेंगे कि आप रिटेनर पे लॉयर हो, वो नहीं कर पाएंगे।
Hello everyone, welcome to the Legal Podcast. Today we have Advocate Prashant Katara with us, practicing advocate in Delhi High Court and Supreme Court of India. Hello sir, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so very much. Thank you very much for having me over.
As I know you are a first generation lawyer. So what made you to opt this profession?
Originally, this was a decision which was taken by my mother for me. I was still in school back then. In my 8th, 9th, 10th, she had decided that I should opt for law. Further, my inclination towards history, pol science, etc. was quite a lot. And I had a keen understanding for legal scenarios back then also. That's why I opted for law.
Okay. So, no law, what other? अगर आप lawyer ना बनते तो क्या कर रहे होते?
यार ये बड़ा very difficult question to answer, because honestly, in all honesty, I don't think I'm very good at a lot of other things. So if not law, I probably would have been teaching somewhere.
Okay.
Probably would have been teaching somewhere. That's what I see.
So, आपने law कहाँ से करी?
Symbiosis Pune. Symbiosis Pune back then. Delhi University, I believe, 5 साल का कोर्स तब भी नहीं था, अब का मुझे नहीं पता. So Symbiosis Pune was the best college that I had got into.
Okay.
So that's why I opted for Pune.
So there are NLUs in the market. अगर किसी का NLU में एडमिशन नहीं होता, so how someone can choose this is the best college, या NLU के अलावा हम किस में जा सकते हैं? कैसे एक कॉलेज को ऑप्ट करें?
अगर लिटिगेशन ओरिएंटेड माइंडसेट है, अगर सब्जेक्टिव अप्रोच है ये, इफ यू गुड एट व्हाट यू डू, आप मेहनत करते हो, अच्छे ओरेटर हो, पढ़ाई करने में आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, कोई नहीं जानना चाहता आपने कहाँ से लॉ ग्रेजुएट करी।
ओके,
ये फैक्ट है। इट इज एक्चुअली योर हार्ड वर्क, योर प्रेजेंटेशन, योर इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द ब्रीफ दैट यू आर होल्डिंग which will make you distinct. Nobody is going to ask you हम लॉ कहाँ से करें। एडवांटेज क्या होता है जब आप घर से बाहर पढ़ते हैं या यू स्टडी एट अ गुड कॉलेज, आपको एक्सपोजर बहुत अच्छा मिल जाता है। आप हर तरह के लोगों से मिलते हैं, हर तरह की सिचुएशन समझते हैं, और बाय द टाइम अगर आप वापस दिल्ली आ रहे हैं तो आप पे हर जगह के लोग होते हैं जो कि कल को जरूरत आपको पड़ेगी, उनको आपकी पड़ेगी। सो इट बिकम्स अ गुड क्विड प्रो को सिचुएशन। वो बेनिफिट होता है, बट अदरवाइज ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। लिटिगेशन में अगर आपने आना है, look for a good college. If you get through the best, very nice. If not, it is not the end of the world.
Okay.
बहुत तरीका है।
अगर कोई लॉ स्कूल में एंटर करते टाइम क्लियर नहीं है कि मेरे को लिटिगेशन ही करनी है, वो कह रहे ठीक है, जैसे आपकी मदर ने सजेस्ट किया कि आप लॉ करो, आपने लॉ कॉलेज में ये इंटरेस्ट अडॉप्ट किया कि मैं लिटिगेशन में जाऊंगा, अगर वहां वो क्लियर नहीं है कि मैं लिटिगेशन में जाऊं या कॉर्पोरेट जाऊं, तो क्या वहां पे एक लॉ स्कूल कुछ मैटर करता है?
लॉ स्कूल नहीं, उसके बाद फिर आपकी इंटर्नशिप्स मैटर करती है।
Okay.
मुझे ऑनेस्टली लगता है फर्स्ट ईयर से जितनी छुट्टी या जितना परमिसिबल लीव है, आपको इंटर्नशिप्स में यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए, जिसमें हर तरह की इंटर्नशिप करिए। यू गो टू अ गुड फर्म, गो टू अ गुड कंपनी, गो टू अ ट्रायल कोर्ट, गो टू अ हाई कोर्ट, हर तरह की इंटर्नशिप करिए। अपने 3rd ईयर तक या 4th ईयर तक आपको एक बेसिक क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी कि कौन सा सिनेरियो आपसे अग्री करता है, कहाँ आप जाना चाहते हैं।
ओके,
So that of course makes a difference. और फैकल्टी अच्छी अगर है तो that is always an added advantage. वो भी गाइड करते हैं।
okay.
उनको दिखता है बच्चे में क्या मेरिट है, बच्चे की क्या कैपेसिटी है, you get guidance accordingly.
So आपने लॉ स्कूल में क्या क्या स्ट्रगल्स फेस किए थे?
सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रगल, सबसे बड़ा, this is very important info. जब आप CBSE से पढ़ के जाते हैं तो आपको लगता है if it is a 5 mark question, आपने 5 पॉइंट्स लिखे and you're done. ऐसा नहीं होता है बाहर। So there are some colleges, there are some boards that want your answers to be lengthier. That is the first issue that you will face. If you're going from CBSE, that's the issue I faced. Secondly, when you go outside, it's a completely different ball game. Completely different ball game, meaning you've got people you never knew who now are friends also, family also. आपको अपना खुद देखना है, खुद का खाना, खुद पीना, खुद पढ़ना, and there's no age. You're 18. I went out when I was 17. So you're 18 years of age. So there's no age. Apart from that, आपकी मेहनत है, कोई और इशू नहीं है.
ओके
मेहनत करने से बस आप मत, अगर मेहनत आपको स्ट्रगल लग रही है तो आप रास्ता बदल लो बस.
ओके.
मेहनत लगेगी.
सो आपके इनिशियल ईयर्स ऑफ प्रैक्टिस में क्या आपका स्ट्रगल था या क्या क्या आपने झेला बीइंग ए फर्स्ट जनरेशन लॉयर, या किन किन चीज़ों को फेस करके आप निकले और अपनी इंडिपेंडेंट प्रैक्टिस सेटअप करी आपने?
अब सबसे पहले क्या होता है, व्हेन यू कम फ्रॉम अ टियर ए कॉलेज और अ गुड कॉलेज, तो आपको ऐसा बताया जाता है, आपको लगता भी है कि इट इज समथिंग स्पेशल, आप बाकियों से अलग हैं या आप में कुछ ऐसा है जो बाकियों में नहीं है. जब आप बाहर लिटिगेशन में आते हैं सबसे पहले वो इशू वहां खत्म हो जाता है. यू आर एज गुड एज समबडी ऑन द नेक्स्ट टेबल और समबडी ऑन द टेबल आफ्टर दैट. सो सबसे पहले तो यू हैव टू कीप योर हेड डाउन.
ओके.
Second, if you're coming to litigation, or this is a very bitter truth, very harsh reality, there is no money. The Honorable Chief Justice of India also, while inaugurating something yesterday or day before, he made a speech. Now the Madras and Bangalore Bar Associations have passed a direction कि जूनियर के लिए स्टाइपेंड कितना होना चाहिए. कोई 20,000 कह रहा है, कोई 15,000 कह रहा है. बट लेट्स बी क्लियर, इट इज नॉट इनफ मनी.
ओके.
सो यू विल हैव टू सस्टेन, यू विल हैव टू सर्वाइव. अगर आप टिक गए देन स्काई इज द लिमिट. बट वो टिकने के प्रोसेस में ना वो बहुत मेहनत का काम है. शुरू के कई साल लग जाते हैं एंड यू रियलाइज दैट यू नॉट मेकिंग मनी, बट दैट इज द टाइम दैट यू विल टेक टू गेट एस्टैब्लिश्ड.
सर इनिशियल ईयर का स्ट्रगल किन किन फैक्टर्स पे डिपेंड करता है कि वो आपका स्ट्रगल लंबा होगा कि छोटा होगा?
आपकी ग्रास्पिंग और आपकी मेहनत पे. एक दूसरा, आप किस सीनियर या किस मेंटोर के साथ एसोसिएटेड है. तीसरा, पर्सनल लाइफ आपको उन सालों में भूल जानी पड़ेगी.
ओके.
अगर आप ये कर सकते हैं तो बहुत बढ़िया, आप आगे बढ़ जाएंगे. जैसे कई सीनियर्स या कई चेंबर्स होते हैं जहां आपको काम बहुत आसानी से शुरू में नहीं मिलता. मतलब आप ड्राफ्टिंग करेंगे या आप कुछ थोड़ा बहुत यहाँ होगा, बट आपको आर्ग्यूमेंट पर से की अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलेगी. कई चेंबर्स ऐसे हैं जहां ये अपॉर्चुनिटी आपके पास डे वन अवेलेबल है.
राइट.
इट इज अप टू यू कि आप मेहनत करके आर यू राइजिंग टू द ओकेजन, येस और नो. अगर आप कर रहे हैं तो कोई कमी नहीं है. बहुत चेंबर्स हैं ऐसे जो जूनियर्स को काम देने में इंटरेस्टेड है, बट अब अगर आप करेंगे नहीं तो उसमें देने वाले की तो कोई गलती नहीं है.
देयर आर वेरियस स्किल सेट्स दैट अ लॉयर रिक्वायर्ड. अब यहाँ पे एक लॉ स्टूडेंट कैसे एनालाइज कर सकता है कि ये फैक्टर्स मेरे अंदर हो, ये स्किल सेट्स मेरे अंदर हो तो मैं लिटिगेशन में जाऊं?
आपको उस स्टेज पे स्किल सेट एनालाइज करने की बजाय लॉन्ग टर्म गोल एनालाइज करना चाहिए.
ओके.
अब जैसे एक लिटिगेशन के अगर मैं बेसिक स्किल सेट्स की बात करूं तो प्रेशर इज समथिंग दैट यू विल बी लिविंग विद कॉन्स्टेंटली, सो यू शुड बी ओके विद इट. इट्स पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ द जॉब. इट विल कम, इट विल गो. Second, work-life balance in substantial amount of your earlier time is only a myth. It is very difficult to achieve that in your struggling days. And after that also then you'll have to study a lot, you'll have to meet people, there has to be appropriate understanding of the subject you are appearing in. ये सब अपनी जगह है. जब आप लॉ स्कूल में होते हैं तो यूजुअली लोगों के पास 2-3 ऑप्शंस होते हैं. जो बड़े शहर से होते हैं दे एक्सप्लोर मोर क्योंकि उनके पास वो एवेन्यू है. जो टियर 2 सिटीज से या तो टियर 1 में माइग्रेट करते हैं या टियर 2 में जॉब ले लेते हैं. इसी हिसाब से यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वेयर डू यू वांट टू सी योरसेल्फ 5-7 इयर्स डाउन द लाइन. उस हिसाब से आप अपना जो गोल है वो सेट करते हैं. अगर आप जैसे टीवी में दिखाते हैं या जैसे पॉपुलर बिलीफ होता है कि लिटिगेशन इज ऑल अबाउट शाउटिंग इन कोर्ट, इट इज नॉट. इट इज एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. स्ट्रैटेजी इज मच मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन व्हाट यू डू. इट्स लाइक अ गेम ऑफ चेस. So if you are towards that side, आपकी internships are the best place to get you first hand experience, जिसके बाद आप अपना कॉल खुद ले सकते हैं.
How to get best internships?
भाई persistence. There is no other route. Persistence. Like let us talk about a couple of firms. अब कोर्ट में क्या होता है, जैसे कोई लॉयर है, किसी का ऑफिस है, या तो किसी जान पहचान के थ्रू जाएंगे या आप रिपीटेडली जाएंगे. प्लीज रेडी रहिए डिजेक्टेड होने के लिए बहुत समय तक. बट इवेंचुअली दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी विल ओपन अप. जहां तक फर्म्स का हिसाब है, फर्म्स के डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, एचआर एक्सेट्रा, तो वहां एक वो शील्ड क्रिएटेड है.
Okay.
वो फिल्टर करते हैं तो काम आगे जाता है. इसमें आपका कॉलेज भी आपकी बहुत हेल्प करेगा. दे विल हैव अ प्लेसमेंट सेल विच विल ऑल्सो ट्राई देयर लेवल बेस्ट टू गेट यू इंटर्नशिप्स. बट भाई परसिस्टेंस, अगर बेस्ट जगह काम करना है तो रिपीटेडली धक्के खाने के लिए तैयार रहो. वो इतनी आसानी से नहीं देगा.
सर आपके इनिशियल ईयर का कोई एक्सपीरियंस?
अच्छा या बुरा, सब तरह के एक्सपीरियंस है। अच्छे में क्या होता है, सो आई वाज अपियरिंग बिफोर कैट, सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ट्राइब्यूनल है, सर्विस मैटर्स देखती है। देयर यूज्ड टू बी अ लर्नड जज, सो आई वाज देयर फॉर अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक पर्पस। माय सीनियर हैड टोल्ड मी कि आप जाके इसमें एडजर्नमेंट ले लीजिए। सो आई स्टूड अप, इट वाज आई थिंक month and a half, 2 months down the line, and the case was of a workman who had lost one finger and he used to drive a DTC bus. So they weren't renewing his license, and he was saying that I had this disability when I was inducted also. जब पहले 20 साल चला सकता हूँ तो अब क्यों नहीं चला सकता? So there was this judge, so he told me, he said, why do you want an adjournment? I said, that's what I've been told. That's why I wanted adjournment. He said, no, it doesn't work like that. Why don't you argue? I said, I don't know head or tail of the file, how will I argue? He said, what I'll do is, in case you are able to convince me, I'll give you the relief. If you are not able to convince me, then I will adjourn the matter. I'll give you a date. Your senior can come in later. I said, but I don't have the file. He said, wait a minute. He gave me his file. He passed over the matter. I argued that matter around lunch, and he gave me relief by 4:30.
Okay.
So that day and that lesson stayed with me forever.
Okay.
After that, I had never feared a judge, or I was never worried about a situation. Bura. Again, there was a gentleman in the High Court, a justice I'm not naming. So we were for state of UP. Again, my senior had told me that, boss, you go and you seek time for a reply. We'll file a reply. I said, all right. So it was a writ petition, court number 15. So I went, I said that I want some time to file a reply. He said, boss, there have been 7 years you have not filed a reply in this. And उसने मुझे इतना झाड़ा कोर्ट में, इतना झाड़ा कोर्ट में. I had a very bad day. But when I came back, I made it a point that I will never step into a court again until and unless I'm prepared. I know what the prior order is, or I know what the matter about is. I'll never go there, I'll never seek a date. And I've lived by that till today. I've never taken an adjournment. Unless the medical, etc. is a different story. But otherwise, never taken an adjournment.
What are the important things to be considered before going to appear?
Last orders. All the last orders. One should be exactly aware, because that is what the court will see at the first instance. When you're appearing before the Supreme Court, there's something called as an office report.
Okay.
Office report is what the registry generates, making a gist of the matter for the honorable judge to peruse. So if it is the Supreme Court, office report has to be read, along with all orders. All other court, all prior orders. Facts at least to such a situation that you can present your matter in a decent manner. If it is a final argument, of course, you are expected to be prepared in detail. But for all other dates also, never go unprepared. Second, always reach on time.
Okay.
Unless, of course, there is a Passover situation wherein you are stuck, it's a different story. But if the court sits at 10:30, be there by 10:20. Don't take it easy. Be there on time.
Okay.
So it's very important.
So, what is the famous case you have dealt with?
There are many now, touch wood, but I will tell you the first one.
Okay.
First and the one that is closest to my heart. So there was this lady, she was picked up in front of the Motibagh Gurudwara and she was gang raped in a moving vehicle. Then she was dumped a little ahead of Dholakwa someplace and the gentle people had fled. This is called the Dholakwa gang rape, a very infamous matter. So this lady came to us. I was, I think, in my 3rd year of practice or something. She was working with an MNC.
Okay.
So she said that, what can I do? I have no money to sustain myself. My job is gone. The people who are accused, they are of course apprehended, but trial is ongoing. So I need to sustain myself. So what we did is we filed a writ petition against a private party, which was a huge thing back then because nobody was doing it. And writ petitions, usually Article 12, usually it was only maintainable against the state. So we filed a writ petition against and other parties claiming compensation.
Okay.
This was listed before, I think, Justice Shali or Justice Manmohan, I'm not able to recollect. They issued notices in the matter. After that, eventually she got some compensation from the MNC itself. That was one thing which was completely pro bono, but lovely feeling, very well executed, very close to my heart. So that was one of the most important matters I still believe I've done.
Okay. सो इन द इनिशियल ईयर्स कोई क्लाइंट आप पे ट्रस्ट नहीं करेगा, आप
नहीं
यंग
देगा।
हैं, आप केसेस आपको नहीं देगा।
बिल्कुल नहीं देगा।
क्लाइंट को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए क्या क्या एक फर्स्ट जनरेशन लॉयर को एक स्किल सेट डेवलप करना जरूरी है, या हाउ टू डील विद अ क्लाइंट इन द इनिशियल ईयर?
झूठ मत बोलो, सबसे जरूरी झूठ मत बोलो। इफ यू आर नॉट श्योर अबाउट अ रेमेडी, कीप शट। सेकेंड, if there is a probability of the relief, please tell the client it is a probability. You may get it, you may not get it. Don't oversell yourself. And work as hard as you can after he leaves the brief with you. So what happens is, let us say you give him a honest opinion, but the opinion is not to his advantage. That day he may not give you the matter. He will go to 10 other lawyers. Eventually that is what will happen in his matter. From that day onwards, he'll always come to you. Because you gave him honest advice. ये मत करो कि हो जाएगा, नहीं, अगर नहीं होगा तो नहीं होगा. You should be blunt about it. बिल्कुल मिसगाइड मत करो. और apart from this also, now I see there's so much on the internet. अगर मिसगाइड करोगे तो उसी दिन पकड़े जाओगे. वो गलती मत करो. बहुत यंग लॉयर्स क्या करते हैं, आउट ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट, नॉट फॉर एनी अदर रीजन, दे ओवर पिच, दे ओवर कमिट. वो जब टूटता है ना ओवर कमिटमेंट, देन दैट क्लाइंट इज गॉन फॉर गुड. सेकेंड, नेक्स्ट ऑफ कोर्स ये सब कहते हैं डोंट रन आफ्टर मनी, बट भाई वो भी जरूरी है. सो ट्राई टू मेंटेन अ बैलेंस.
ओके,
मनी शुड नॉट बी द फर्स्ट क्राइटेरिया, बट इट कैन ऑलवेज बी द सेकेंड. देयर इज नो हार्म. इफ यू डू गुड वर्क, काम बहुत है, इट इज गोइंग टू कम बैक टू यू, नो डाउट्स अबाउट इट.
so as this is a noble profession, or working in this profession somewhere gives you satisfaction. So have you felt this?
I have felt this on a lot of occasions. You can make a difference with how you speak in court. You can make a difference with what you present in court. And of course, that satisfaction comes because when you see there's a litigant who's been fighting since the year you were born. Now you're a law graduate. And now you are eventually, somehow with the grace of God, you are able to put a quietus to that dispute. उसकी satisfaction अलग है. अब उस nobility को आप कितना आगे लेके जाते हो, ये आपके ऊपर है.
Okay.
Nobility बिल्कुल है प्रोफेशन में, but it is up to you. How far do you want to play with nobility? कई लोग होते हैं जो शुरू में ही they are done with it. कई लोग होते हैं who keep it lifelong. So it is a balance. But हाँ बिल्कुल there is a highly satisfying feeling when you get a bail. Of course, it is a very good feeling. But in the longer run, whatever happens in court should stay in court. If it is good, don't take it to your head. If it is bad, don't take it to your heart. Otherwise, this profession will always go home with you. परेशान कर देगा. So you need to have that disconnect. जो अच्छा हो वहीं हुआ, वहीं छोड़ के आओ.
Right. This is how a lawyer can manage his stress.
That is the only way. If you take things to heart, you will not be able to survive. यार हमारे पास कोई सब vulnerable situation में आते हैं. Everybody is stuck up. There's nobody who's happy and welcoming. So there's a lot of stress, so to say, that we'll have to go through. But after a while, it has to be a disconnect. अगर आप घर ले जा रहे हो काम अपना साथ में, तो आप नहीं चल पाओगे, बिल्कुल नहीं चल पाओगे.
Okay. So how to manage work-life balance? अब आपके पास being a lawyer, आपके पास 10 लोगों की परेशानी है, उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. एट द सेम टाइम आपको अपनी घर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज का भी टेक केयर करना है. सो हाउ विल यू मैनेज, हाउ डू यू मैनेज?
I have still not been able to crack that code. Let me be brutally honest. I am not available for most of the functions at my house. I am not available for any of my children's PTM. I try to be, but somehow it happens आप नहीं हो पाते. तो उसमें ना then there is a route to take. So after a while when your practice picks up, yeah, then you have an option. Either you are satisfied with what you have, in which scenario you can restrict yourself. कि भाई इतना करना है, इससे नहीं करना. उसमें आप वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस एक्सेट्रा सब मैनेज कर सकते हो. इफ यू आर समहाउ वांटिंग टू एक्सपैंड, लाइक देयर आर वेरियस लॉज, IBC, PMLA, which have come within the past decade or a little more. So if you want to expand, then by expansion takes time, in which on a personal note you will have to step out of your comfort zone. You'll have to see what is happening there, what is the law, how is it developing, and then you'll have to adapt. उसमें time लगता है. So work life balance मुझे लगता है अभी भी for 80% of the lawyers it is still a myth. It is a very bad statement to make. After VC, this video conferencing and virtual hearing, it is still gone a little better. But abhi bhi it is far from what it should be. So I may not be the proper person to answer your question. I haven't been able to achieve it. Not yet.
So if we talk about a first generation lawyer who belongs to tier 3 city, फर्स्ट जनरेशन, कोई बैकअप नहीं है, कुछ मेंटोर नहीं है, वो डिसाइड करता है कि मैं टियर 1 सिटी लाइक दिल्ली और बॉम्बे जाके अपनी प्रैक्टिस सेटअप करूं, स्टार्ट करूं, या उसको टियर 3 सिटी जहां उसकी फैमिली बेस है वहां से उसको स्टार्ट करना चाहिए? उस सिनेरियो में किन किन फैक्टर्स पे उसको ध्यान देना चाहिए?
Sustainability, most important. If he can sustain in a tier 1 city for a decent amount of time, then he should try his hands. There is no harm. If there is no option of sustainability, then barring a tier 3 or a job or a practice in a firm, then there is litigation is not an option. That is the sad part. Because here in litigation, stipend is still a concept. It is not as per how it should be. Nobody is calculating your man hours. Nobody is calculating the kind of work you're putting in. It is still a very absurd concept. बहुत कम है. So for that, आधे ज्यादा लोग litigation में competent लोग इसीलिए नहीं survive कर पाते. Because sustainability is an issue. So is to first factor sustainability. If he can manage or if she can manage, tier 1 should always be the first preference. वैसी practice आप कहीं नहीं सीख सकते.
What are the 3 major factors एक फर्स्ट जनरेशन लॉयर को कंसीडर करनी चाहिए बिफोर एंटरिंग इनटू लिटिगेशन?
Again, work-life balance is a very important factor, boss. If for somebody it is excessively important, like it is a deal breaker, तो वो उसको उसी समय कंसिडर कर लेना चाहिए. बाद में उससे होगा क्या? The entire family gets affected. So that should not be the. Second, boss, there is no shortcut.
Okay.
So you'll have to read and read. That is the best possible way to learn. Third, if you can't manage stress, don't do litigation.
Okay.
Stress management बहुत जरूरी है. With a cool head, you are much more effective than otherwise.
So what are the different parts? If you cut the litigation into parts, आप कैसे describe करेंगे? The first part of litigation is this, second part of litigation is this, and third part is this.
So you start by meeting. So you're interacting. There is a client. The client comes through. It is like pitching yourself, like how you're taught. In the next, let's say 5 to 7 minutes, you have to pitch yourself to a client in a manner that the client agrees with you. Not only agrees with you, agrees to engage you in a situation wherein he knows that it is a very important situation for him. Second, after you're done with that job, boss, then is drafting. Extremely important. A good draft will help you at every stage in a matter. Like in a civil suit. So there are certain portions in a civil suit which if are not there, then boss, it is a problem. Like limitation, court fees, cause of action, verification. None, in case these are not present, it is fatal. That fatality may hit you at the first hearing, it may hit you at the last. After you cross that stage, then is filing. Filing, etc. is a completely different ballgame. Later in life, you'll have clerks and all. But at the outset, you'll have to take it, rush it, get it attested, buy court fees, get it photocopied, put true copy on each and every page, file it. And then when it is listed before the court, you'll have to ensure that your entire matter you can summarize. Nobody is going to listen to you right from the most respectfully. No, nobody will listen. So you'll have to summarize it. Your list of dates should be such कि आदमी को आपकी बाकी फाइल नहीं देखनी पड़े. यहाँ आके then after that is cross examination, evidences, so on and so forth. फिर वो लिट के आगे के पार्ट से. बट बेसिक ये 3-4 वर्टिकल है जिसमें आपको आना पड़ेगा आपको in case you were to survive in lit.
Thank you so much, sir. Now my co-host Simarjeet will continue.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. So, sir, I was listening to your thoughts. So, sir, one thing which stayed with me is that you had interest in history, political science. So, sir, I want to understand as a lawyer, how does these subject, when I say these, the other subject apart from the law, the non-fiction part helps in the practice area? Because I have heard the judges also using it in their judgments.
Absolutely.
How does it help?
There are 2 sides to it. As a law student, first where it helps is it gets you into the habit of reading.
Right.
So it's not like maths. It's not an equation. You'll have to read it from scratch.
Correct.
So when the books etc. come across, it is your habit is already in place. So you know how to read. आप लंबी पढ़ सकते हो 10 chapter 12 chapter 15 chapter doesn't make a difference to you. So that is where humanities helps. Second, why is it quoted in judgments is because if you see most of our laws or regulations or customs, everything is somehow or the other related or linked to historical significance. Like recently you must have read the debate of customs versus law as to the civil code etc. If you have a basic idea of how customs work, like in Hindus, so there are different schools, Dayabhaga, Mitakshara, and then there are corresponding laws to succession etc.
Okay.
So as a civil lawyer, if you somehow read all of that, it comes in handy. It comes in handy not only with the judges, but with analyzing how a situation or what the problem is. So you are able to read, understand better.
Right.
That is where it comes in handy.
So, sir, just right now, the growing fields, like apart from the law, which we are seeing is that the AI is coming or the technological advancement is there. Apart from that, the medical is growing on. So, as a lawyer, we should only concentrate on the agreement part of it, or should we also know the basic foundations of these subjects before, will it help us to in consulting the clients?
AI now is something that I see is used by various lawyers, not only for workplace management, it is now being used by judges also. So I recently though nahi, I had read a judgment, one learned judge of the Bombay High Court. So he dictated or he formulated a bail order on ChatGPT.
Okay.
Only to the extent wherein what are the considerations in granting bail, like triple test, etc.
Okay.
And the last part which requires human interference is wherein the learned judge acted, stating कि यहाँ मुझे अब लगता है this is where I sway. But the 3/4 of the part he used AI to do it.
Okay.
Because now law is very well settled on bail, consideration, conditions. So that part that saved a lot of time. So AI now is being used, but it will not replace the human mind.
Never, yeah.
Not in our field. Till date, I don't think that is possible because that human touch is very important.
Right.
In us as lawyers also, and of course, judges is very important. Equity, it plays a huge part. So that way AI will never replace, but it will be a very good tool in case one is to ensure that you work seamlessly. That part you can implement.
Right. So while reading about you before coming here, I got to know that you have been actively practicing in the IBC, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So I wanted to understand some basics about that IBC code. Sir, first of all, why it came into the picture? Like what was the requirement that the Sikka was removed and then the IBC was replaced?
So Sikka was also introduced earlier with a resolution-oriented mindset. IBC is also introduced with a resolution and revival-oriented mindset.
All right.
Sikka could not achieve that purpose. BIFR was there, then IFR was there, but there was no resolution per se. That is why we imported or we saw what the other parts of the world are doing, and IBC came into play. So IBC, the basic intent is revival, maximization of assets and revival of companies. With that intent, now the IBC comes into play. But how थोड़ा कई जगह लोगों को harsh लगता है. But if you were to ask me, it is a very welcome step. It is not harsh at all.
So when you say that कुछ लोगों को harsh लगता है, harsh in what sense?
So
Like
let us say
what
you
are
are let us
misconception,
say you are a promoter or a director of a company that owes, let us say, 300 crores to me.
Okay.
I was to go to the NCLT. The NCLT will, under a section 7, admit that petition. The day the petition is admitted, you are nobody now. There is a third person who's a resolution professional. He will come and he will take your chair. He will run the company. So for you, it is very harsh. But please understand, it took you out of a situation wherein you are not able to pay your debts. There is something called as a moratorium. It gives you a shield from litigation till the CIRP period is going. So under any circumstances, you would have been in a worse situation. IBC paused that for you. And then of course, all efforts will be taken to revive the company. If not revive, then liquidate. But either ways, that shield of moratorium is going to protect the corporate debtor throughout. So that is something, and honestly, it's not just on people. There's a lot of misconception amongst lawyers also,
Okay, like what?
wherein people somehow think that it is a very bad thing. It is something one should avoid at all costs.
Oh,
I don't see it like that. I honestly don't see it like that. If a company genuinely is unable to pay its debts despite best efforts, and I'm not saying siphoning, etc., despite best efforts, there's no harm in taking the IBC route. There is a voluntary CIRP also now. That is also an option. So you can easily pan it out. You can plan कि मैं नहीं दे पा रहा, ये ऐसे होगा, this is where I'll go, this is where I'll land. But there is no hounding of people, nobody is hounding you for debt. तो उसमें आपको प्रोटेक्शन मिल जाएगी, लेकिन ये आपको नहीं पता होता, तो आप डरते हो.
maybe that proper guidance is missing somewhere.
हाँ. Recently Supreme Court's been very kind. IBC क्योंकि नया लॉ है, बहुत ज्यादा समय नहीं हुआ,
16.
तो डेवलपिंग में बहुत जजमेंट्स हैं हर चीज पे, ज्यादा करके बहुत प्रोविजंस की कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वैलिडिटी चैलेंज हुई, जिसपे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अच्छा खासा कमेंट किया. तो अगर आप उसको पढ़ोगे, यू विल रियलाइज इट इज नॉट समथिंग दैट यू शुड रन अवे फ्रॉम.
Okay. So, sir, it was a purpose because of which IBC came in. So, it has been now 7 to 8 years. Has it been able to achieve that purpose, or still it is lagging, or it's the same thing which was there in the Sikka?
No, it is better than Sikha. Let's be very clear, it is better than Sikha. But from where I see, it is en route to achieving that purpose. Whether it is achieved it today, no. The facts are very clear. Resolution has been very minimal. But again, so there is a committee that issues recommendations. So they are taking cognizance of situations. There are recommendations, rules, regulations coming in regularly. So it is en route. But if you ask me today whether the entire purpose is achieved, no. We are still a little away from it. और उसमें यार हम lawyers का भी बहुत बड़ा हाथ है.
Okay.
So there is a delay in the court.
I was about to come to that
तो
question.
बहुत बड़ा हाथ है, इसमें कोई छुपी बात नहीं है, कोई झूठ नहीं है.
Because there's a fixed time period in
Yes.
which the resolution
Yes.
process need to be.
So that is
over.
1 year, roughly 330 days, 1 year उसी के आसपास है.
But then it takes 4
वो
or 5.
इसलिए होता है, let us assume that you are a company, you are in CIRP. There is somebody who bids for your company, puts up a resolution plan. That resolution plan is approved by your creditors. Now there is one application that is filed before the NCLT for approval, stating that there is somebody who wants to pitch in money. There is somebody we are okay with. The plan is good. You approve it. Now the ex-promoters come into the picture, or other creditors whose claim has not been considered come into the picture. And then there is application after application, application after application. So the NCLT to approve that plan takes a considerable amount of time. और उसमें गलती सिर्फ NCLT की नहीं है, मतलब जो प्रोसीजरल डिलेज है वो तो सब जगह है. बट पार्टीज कीप ऑन लिटिगेटिंग बिकॉज द प्रमोटर्स डोंट वांट टू एक्सेप्ट द इनएविटेबल. उनको लगता है नहीं, अभी भी वी स्टिल हैव अ फाइटिंग चांस. उसमें टाइम लग जाता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई वहां डिले है. COC तक के लेवल पे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वो बहुत टाइम बाउंड है.
Okay.
उसके बाद भी डिले है.
Sir, nowadays, since that IBC is also well paying for the lawyers, since it's the corporate giants usually dealing with it. Sir, how do you see that in coming 5 to 10 years, will this problem, which is the time lag and everything, will this be solved, or it will only increase? Because lawyers are anyways getting what they are getting, but the justice is not served to the creditors or the corporate debtor also, for example, because he also wants to get out of the whole situation.
Let's get one thing very clear. IBC is quick or slow. Lawyers will make money. Let's be very clear about it.
Yes.
Reason being,
Yes.
this is one court. Then there is another court. Then there is another court.
NCLT, then Supreme Court.
So then there is another. So you understand. So
Yes.
it is not about the money. Lawyer will eventually make money either way. But definitely this time will be reduced. This time will now be reduced is because there are various creases that now courts are ironing out. Like I'll for want of a better example. So there was a debate till about last year whether after approval of a plan from COC can the NCLT remit it back for fresh consideration. इस पे कई different views आए. Then in EBIX Singapore Supreme Court settled it. Then in Greater Noida a larger bench said something else. Then the NCLAT interpreted something else. But now the dust is settled.
Okay.
So ऐसे कई issues हैं जो धीरे धीरे खत्म हो जाएंगे.
It's still a developing law.
हाँ, but हो जाएगा. They've got a very robust framework. Meaning thereby NCLT is now Delhi, Chandigarh, Bombay, Allahabad. These are the ones I've appeared with within the past 10-12 days.
Oh.
So they are working to the best of their capacities. Members are holding courts for longer hours. Lawyers are also now cooperating. They are also wanting eventually resolution. Nobody is wanting for it to drag forever. So now it will work as what was the intent behind the IBC. वो होगा. It will take some time.
It will take some time.
But हो जाएगा.
So, for example, so the PMLA also, it took some time to settle in, and right now also some provisions are being debated, but it is still going ahead.
Comparing PMLA and IBC will be comparing apples with oranges.
No, sir, I'm not comparing. I'm comparing the development of the law, because IBC is just very fresh law still. Like PMLA.
In my opinion, I'm subject to correction. I believe a criminal law develops faster.
Okay.
That's why I said PMLA and IBC are different things.
Okay.
Criminal law will develop faster. It will develop faster is because when incarceration is involved, everybody wants to go to court for an interpretation. So जल्दी आ जाती है. IBC में क्या होता है? पैसे का मामला है. So it takes its own sweet time. That's why PMLA बहुत जल्दी डेवलप हो गया.
Right.
IBC को थोड़ा टाइम
हो जाएगा. So going ahead, you have been dealing with the startups, the registration, the incorporations, the agreement and everything. So sir, I wanted to understand as a point of view from a very young lawyer, if two friends of mine come to me that, brother, I want to, this is the idea, now tell me how we should go about it. So how I should guide them, or what should be the framework?
Work hard once, create a dossier.
Okay.
क्योंकि वो आपको बार बार लगेगा.
Right.
उसमें the first question that you're faced with is how should you incorporate?
Correct.
Like, let's discuss the popular options on the table. A sole proprietor, a partnership, a LLP, private limited. Societies and all are different things. वो ये लोग नहीं करते.
हाँ.
So out of these four, first you have to understand which is the route that you intend going to. Let us say there are two friends of yours.
Yeah.
So it can proprietorship is out.
Out.
So there is a partnership. There is a LLP and there is a company.
Private limited, yes.
In a partnership, the liabilities of the partners in some circumstances is coextensive with the business. So tomorrow the debt against a partnership firm can also somehow pierce that corporate wheel. In a private limited, that wheel is quite strong. Unless there is siphoning, private limited is a different entity altogether. है तो partnership भी, but उसका law थोड़ा सा अलग है. So that's the first issue that you need to deal with. Second, compliances. प्राइवेट लिमिटेड के कंप्लायंसेस बहुत है.
राइट. फ्रॉम डे वन
बहुत. MGT 7, AOC 4, ROC पे अपडेट, एवरी AGM, EOGM, ये आपको करते रहना पड़ेगा.
ओके. और
इसकी नॉन कंप्लायंस में पेनल्टी है.
सो इफ अ पर्सन शुड वर्क और
तो अगर आपको प्राइवेट लिमिटेड पर से की कोई जरूरत नहीं है तो आप उसको शुरू में अवॉइड कर सकते हैं. नाउ देयर इज अ कांसेप्ट ऑफ अ वन पर्सन कंपनी आल्सो, OPC. तो प्राइवेट लिमिटेड तब होना चाहिए जब आपका बिजनेस थोड़ा चल गया है, आप थोड़ा श्योर है क्या है.
यू हैव दैट टीम एंड एवरीथिंग, यू हैव अ
प्राइवेट लिमिटेड तब. अदरवाइज तब तक partnership is a very good option. Registered partnership is a very good option.
Or either way is going ahead with LLP.
That's also very good option. It restricts your claim vis-a-vis third parties. But LLP की भी compliances हैं क्योंकि ROC पे registered है. LLP की भी compliances हैं. So तब तक private limited should be your final goal. जब हो गया आप श्योर हो गए कि यही करना है, then you should opt for private limited. तब तक you can work otherwise also. There's no difference.
So sir, this is to for the incorporation, but as a startup, what other pointers they should keep in mind from the perspective that the legal proceedings can be avoided ahead?
Yeah, be very, very cautious about your tax implications.
Okay.
Now with GST being in place and various other taxes, hire a consultant vis-a-vis tax day one. क्योंकि वो इट इज गोइंग टू हिट यू हार्ड. अब जैसे फॉर दैट मैटर शुरू में लोग उतने बड़े नहीं होते, बट चलो जैसे TDS है, TDS आप काटते हो देते हो. TDS आपका पैसा नहीं है, TDS सरकार का पैसा है.
Okay.
आप बस उसे कस्टोडियन हो. इनकम टैक्स है, इनकम टैक्स आप सेल्फ असेसमेंट पे देते हो, आपने अपने पैसे में से निकाल के सरकार को पैसा दिया. TDS सरकार का ही पैसा है, तो उसकी नॉन कंप्लायंस में सिवियर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस है. So be wary of your tax complications. Second, whoever you're dealing with, have a good agreement, involve checks. Try to have an arbitration clause.
Okay.
Check से क्या होता है? 138 will always come to your assistance. It being a quasi criminal remedy, लोग पैसा दे देते हैं. जहाँ दे सकते हैं वहाँ दे देते हैं. Arbitration इसलिए because it will save you on some court fees etc. if you were to head for recovery. Plus it is a quicker process.
Right.
ये वाले सब बॉयलर प्लेट होते हैं, जैसे वेंडर है या क्लाइंट है, इसे बहुत सारा एविडेंस नहीं लीड कर रहा, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड इशू नहीं है, तो आर्बिट्रेशन आपको थोड़ा आसान रह जाएगा. हालांकि उसकी भी अवार्ड को एग्जीक्यूट करने आना आपको कोर्ट ही पड़ेगा, बट आप अवार्ड के साथ आओगे.
Right. So, sir, from day one, after all these compliances, it's also about that trade secret, the copyright, the trademark, which they should ensure. But along with that, the agreements which they have with each other, for example, the partnership or with the other thing, what all of these things should be taken into consideration.
So let us talk about the Partnership Act. Partnership is governed by the Partnership Act.
Okay.
Day one, when you're registering your deed, you have to decide, divide and pen it down. उसमें guess work के लिए कुछ नहीं है. That partnership deed is registered and that will, जैसे partnership it will है, उसका डिसोल्यूशन का तरीका अलग है, दूसरी उसका अलग है. ये सब आप पहले दिन डिसाइड कर लेते हो. इसके बिना वो रजिस्टर नहीं हो सकती, तो कोई ग्रे एरिया नहीं है.
Okay.
प्राइवेट लिमिटेड है, आपके मेमोरेंडम और आर्टिकल्स है वो पहले दिन क्लियर कर देंगे. प्रॉब्लम होती है व्हेन देयर आर टू इंडिविजुअल्स वर्किंग ऑन एन MOU और अ JV, joint venture. That is wherein you need to be very clear about what your terms and conditions are. जैसे आपकी एक प्रोप्राइटरशिप है, मेरी एक प्रोप्राइटरशिप है, अब हम दोनों साथ मिलके किसी थर्ड पार्टी के साथ काम करना चाहते हैं, उस सूरत में हमारा एग्रीमेंट स्ट्रॉन्ग होना जरूरी है. और वो आज उसकी कोई कीमत नहीं है, लेकिन कल को जब पैसा आने लगेगा ना, तब उस एग्रीमेंट की कीमत बन जाएगी.
कुछ हो ना हो सर, मतलब हर एक स्टार्टअप को एक लॉयर जरूर स्टार्टिंग से ही रख लेना चाहिए.
लेकिन मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं, स्टार्टअप को इतना पैसा खर्चने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसलिए नहीं है, अगर वो एक बार वो मेहनत कर लेंगे ना, तो उसके बाद उनको दोबारा नहीं करनी. अब स्टार्टअप को अगर आप कहेंगे कि आप रिटेनर पे लॉयर, वो नहीं कर पाएंगे.
हाँ, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल.
पार्टनर्स को पैसा नहीं मिलेगा, लॉयर को कहां से मिलेगा? सो दे शुड डू द हार्ड वर्क वंस,
एज यू सेड. या
उसके बाद वो अपने आप चलता रहेगा. देन ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन अ सिचुएशन अराइजेस, इट्स अ डिफरेंट बॉल, then you can approach, but otherwise दिक्कत नहीं.
Sir, while I was hearing the part wherein you haven't yet figured out the work-life balance, sir, there was one report that the lawyers in Delhi, I'll not say the report per se, but what I have heard, they are more prone to the heart attacks as compared to lawyers of other cities. Sir, first of all, why is it so? And
Sure, I
then
don't
we
know,
come-
but from the top of my head, you know, the environment is such. So like now the pollution levels are quite nice, but otherwise, you know that here that becomes a problem. Otherwise also people, what they do is like, including me, so sometimes we take 6 matters a day, 7 matters a day. 6-7 matters a day के लिए एक तो your mindset has to be like that, you have to keep all that info backed up. Then there is all the running around.
Right.
Although luckily in Delhi, we are fortunate enough that we practice in courts which are nearby to each other. But that's not the case with everybody. So let us say if you have 2 matters at Rohini, one at Dwarka, one at Saket, you're done. You can't. It is impossible. But you will try.
You will
So,
push.
so what happens is that push sometimes gets you burnt out. And your body is very nice. Your body warns you. 10 times it will warn you that you are exceeding yourself. But if you don't listen to it, then उसमें body गलती थोड़ी.
Right.
And of course it reacts.
So, second follow-up on this is that even though we know that we are facing this, we should stop. But then also we keep on pushing ourselves, and then the day comes, then it's all over. So, where should a lawyer realize that, okay, now I already have this much, I should stop, I should not run for more, because eventually he should be able to live it as well.
I agree with you, but there is no straight jacket formula for this. Like for you, maybe, you know, A kind of lifestyle is enough. For me, maybe B is enough. For somebody else, C is enough, D is enough. So it actually depends on your personal preferences. The larger the want, the larger the greed. This will never stop. This will never stop. So it is up to you. If you realize that fair enough, my time or my balance or my work-life balance is to be in an A manner, very well. That's a good decision for you, but I may not agree with you. What could be music to me could be noise to you.
So let's keep it only to you only, sir, for now, for this podcast itself. Sir, what steps do you take to keep that fitness in check or the breaks in check?
So an hour a day
Hmm.
I would give to myself. That will be like really early morning. So my day starts at about 4:35 a.m. My day starts.
Amazing.
And an hour a day I give to myself, in which there is yoga, there is meditation. And 15 minutes I devote to plan my day as to what is to be, what is priority 1, what is priority 2, what is priority 3.
Okay.
Apart from that, I eat good. Whatever I can, I manage. And I think if you devote that kind of time to you on a daily basis, that is more than enough.
Right.
Your body doesn't need more than that.
Hmm.
And sleep, of course. A minimum hour sleep, your body needs for recovery. But you don't need more than that. उतना अगर आप करो तो बहुत है. लोग वो भी नहीं करते हैं.
That is where
Problem
the
वहाँ है.
problem arises. Yeah.
लोग वो भी नहीं करते हैं. So if one was to, let us say, wake up early in the morning on a daily basis, 75% of your issues would go, because you can't afford late nights. If there is no late nights, your alcohol is in check. Your alcohol is in check, your food is in check.
True.
So ये सुबह उठने से ना it puts you at a much advantageous position vis-a-vis other things. Plus yoga is very nice, meditation is very nice. I do cycling, I sometimes play badminton.
Amazing.
So I keep doing things. Somewhere or
You have realized that it is the
very
necessity.
important, boss. Plus I have a history in my family also
Oh,
of ailments and all, so I'm aware of that.
yeah.
So उसको ध्यान में रख के then I work towards.
Then it's necessary. So last question before we wrap up. I usually ask it from all the speakers which I come across. So where do you see yourself in next 5 to 7 years? Like the aims which you are planning to go ahead with.
Next 5 to 7 years, yeah, I don't aim career specific, or I don't aim money specific, but I see myself busier than what I am today. I see myself wealthier than what I am today, and I see myself as a much more charitable person than what I am today. These three things I definitely see, but I can't put a number to it.
Oh, obviously that to no.
But these three things I definitely.
So there's one thing, whichever lawyer I ask how much a lawyer can earn, there is never a number.
हो नहीं सकता ना.
Only that the sky is
हो ही नहीं
limit.
सकता. It's correct.
Yeah.
Your time is your investment.
True.
So whatever you put in, equal amount it will return. There is no upper limit.
Correct, sir. Thank you so much, everyone, for bearing us. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure.
Nice to have you.
My pleasure.